I state your name.
I state your name.
Do hereby pledge allegiance to the frat.
Do hereby pledge allegiance to the frat.
With liberty and fraternity for all.
Amen.
Sergeant at Arms, do your duty.
From now on, your Delta Tau Chi name is Weasel. From now on, your name is Mothball. Kroger, your Delta Tau Chi name is Pinto.
Why Pinto?
Why not?
What's my Delta Tau Chi name?
Dorfman, you've given this a lot of thought. From now on, your name is Flounder.
Flounder?
All American fraternities can trace their roots to Pi Beta Kappa, the first Greek letter, literary, and social organizations. Starting in 1776 at the College of William and Mary, Phi Beta Kappa traces its roots to the Flathead Club, which began in 1750. It, too, was a secret and literary organization. Here in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, local fraternity Sigma Kappa Sigma was started in 1963 on the campus of King's College. The founder and the original member of Sigma Kappa Sigma was Joseph Anthony Green in 1963, and Ed Jenkins was the first president in 1964. Sigma Kappa Sigma represents the Order of the Holy Cross by extending the role to other male worshippers, and has had semester retreats in the past when only the brothers would leave for the weekend and bond with one another.
What is the worst fraternity on this campus?
Well, that would be hard to say, sir.
Who dumped a whole truckload of fizzies into the swim meet? Who delivered the medical school cadavers to the alumni dinner? Every Halloween, the trees are filled with underwear. Every spring, the toilets explode.
You're talking about Delta, sir.
Of course I'm talking about Delta. This year it's going to be different. This year we're going to kick those punks off campus.
What do you intend to do, sir? Delta's already on probation.
They are?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Then as of this moment, they're on double secret probation.
Double secret probation, sir?
Phi Delta Theta, Sigma Alpha Epsilon, Phi Gamma Delta, Sigma Tau Gamma. These fraternities are just some of the few that have been banned or suspended due to racism, hazing, and other condemnations. However, there is a big difference from these fraternities and Wilkes-Barre's own Sigma Kappa Sigma. As stated in the fraternity constitution, Sigma Kappa Sigma is a diverse fraternity and welcomes perspectives from all backgrounds. Race, religion, sexual orientation, and cultural background will in no way hinder prospective members' chances of joining the fraternity. The name Service Fraternity saved Sigma Kappa Sigma from being abolished in 1977. During the late 1960s and early 1970s, numerous fraternities formed on the campus. Although Sigma Kappa Sigma was the first fraternity, an incident following a sporting event between King's College and Wilkes University caused the fighting between fraternities at the two colleges, leading to the eventual burning of two fraternity houses. This prompted the city of Wilkes-Barre to ban fraternity houses and suspend all fraternities in the city. Sigma Kappa Sigma, however, maintained its status by attributing that its focus is on service, and thus the brothers were there on out known as the Boys in Blue Blazers at various campus functions, tours, masses, and graduation events. Sigma Kappa Sigma is the oldest and original fraternity on the campus of King's College. Sigma Kappa Sigma is also the only fraternity on campus and in the local area. They continually give back to the college and the community to this day.
Current Vice President and Senior History Major Timothy Hands explains what he thinks is different between Sigma Kappa Sigma and other fraternities.
I mean, there's negative connotations with everything, and I feel like everything gets a bad rap, depending on how you look at things, but, we're not like a lot of fraternities. I know a lot of fraternities aren't like those ones that you hear about that, date rape people or do really messed up stuff, so, I think it's just a couple bad people ruin it for everyone, so we're not like that.
Junior Business Management Major Patrick O'Boyle and 1986 Sigma Kappa Sigma President and King's College alumnus Christopher Rotundo also gives their thoughts on the matter.
When I first started, I was a little worried, but I was open-minded to it and whatever it had to offer, and then I went in and realized that it's much more sophisticated. It's definitely a higher level of fraternity because we're not partying or doing stupid stuff all the time making the news. We're making the news for doing community service projects and stuff like that. And we have a really good reputation for that.
And they are then as they are today. You always have to fear somebody acting outside the scope of what the fraternity's intent is, and that is to bring on new members who have similar desires. The fear would be somebody who believes hazing is important, or a rite of passage where you can do something to individuals. What we did, we made it very, very clear to all existing members and anybody who was joining that there is an absolute zero tolerance for hazing. That doesn't mean we didn't have Hell Week, and it doesn't mean we didn't have brothers. And we made sure that they were always cared after. Nobody was able to drink in excess or do something stupid where they could be hurt or arrested. I think it's quite important that people understand that fraternities do get a knock, and that's because of a few bad apples. I think it's important everybody polices themselves and makes sure that the most important thing is that there's a sense of safety always, and I think that's important to get out. The word needs to go out to the folks that we don't tolerate that. We never did and never will. It's not funny to watch somebody be belittled. You're not some kind of a hero or something if you can degrade somebody. That's not what Sigma Kappa Sigma stands for.
People join organizations for many different reasons. When it comes to fraternities, there is no difference. Some people may join for the social aspects, whereas others look to find a close-knit group of friends. Christopher Rotundo goes on to explain why he joined Sigma Kappa Sigma.
Well, it was a service fraternity. It was also a social fraternity. We did a lot of good things around the school, doing tours for incoming prospective students, and we did ushering at the plays. We did a whole bunch of things at the basketball and sporting events that were going on in the gym, as well as a social aspect where we got together and we had some parties and fundraising activities.
Senior environmental science major Andrew Wittershine and sophomore business management major Jacob Yeager also explained why they joined the fraternity.
Well, I had a bunch of my friends, now brothers, wanted to join this fraternity, and I hung out with a lot of them. They're a cool group of guys. Basically talked to them every day, and I figured might as well.
Well, everyone in the fraternity seemed pretty cool, and then they all had a little sense of actual brotherhood. Everyone was really close. They kind of helped each other out. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, just hanging out with them on a regular basis, we just got to know each other and actually became good friends. I learned what it means to have another family away from home. It kind of opened up my perspective on a lot of things.
When you think of a fraternity, the first thing that comes to your mind is an organization of guys who spend their time drinking beer and having their parties. However, this is not the case. The brothers of Sigma Kappa Sigma have learned a lot from each other over the years. The main point that fraternity brothers strive to achieve is brotherhood. A two-time Sigma Kappa Sigma member, Brother Jim Miller, a brother of the Congregation of Holy Cross, and alumnus Christopher Rotundo go on to explain what they learned by joining Sigma Kappa Sigma.
It was, a group of young men getting together, doing different activities, etc. But the fact is, it was the camaraderie that was, a big part of it. And I think, that's carried over year after year after year, because I think people keep in touch with, some people, not everybody, because it's a wide world. But, somehow or other, it builds and you have connections. It's like, I need a favor. I can call up Charlie Brown and see if he can help me out. And those kind of things become important because you're building relationships. And I think, for some people, it's a lasting relationship. For other people, I think they join because they think it's going to be all party all the time. It's different, people join for different reasons. But I think the outcome is the important thing. Working together, becoming brothers, a band of brothers, as they say. And I think that becomes an important factor. And I think, joining myself, as I said, by my own reasoning, to get to know the brothers, better than just, Charlie Brown off the street, to become involved that deep. And it's deep, you know that. was a way for me to feel more a part of that group, not only as the mentor or whatever it was, but as a member of the fraternity.
I think I learned a sense of family and camaraderie among the other students that had similar likes, where we all wanted to give something back to the community and to the school that we liked, but we also had the chance to get together on a social basis. So it wasn't just school, and it wasn't just volunteering and community. It was also a sense of brotherhood, and it was really good. We still have lifelong friends that were fraternity members that I keep in touch today, 30 years later.
Timothy Hands also enlightens us on what he learned by joining the fraternity and by becoming the vice president.
Leading a group of people, kind of organizing stuff, what it means to kind of be a part of something bigger than yourself, camaraderie and brotherhood. It's fun. It's a good way to spend 4 years, good way to meet people, good for your resume. So if you guys are looking for something to do, it's a lot of fun to meet some cool guys. It's responsibility. It's added. I'm in a senior STEM class, so it's a lot of work on top of what I'm doing for school, but it's cool to be one of the older guys, and you know, you're kind of a role model and you have to set an example for what the guys that are coming after you are going to have to do, so it's interesting.
Christopher Rotundo also talked about what he strove to put into effect during his presidency in his senior year at King's.
I pledged the fraternity my sophomore year, and in my senior year I ran for president of the fraternity, was elected, and had a wonderful year of service towards the fraternity as president of Sigma Kappa Sigma. Did a lot of great things happen in my 3 years at King's College as part of Sigma Kappa Sigma. You know, we wanted to maintain the volunteering and community service aspect as well as the social aspect. So while we weren't allowed to have housing, like the fraternity house, we did have a number of members who had apartments. And while there was a social aspect to that, we made sure that Sigma Kappa Sigma was linked with the Knights of Columbus and some of the other local organizations at King's College and the other groups, along with the athletics, to raise some money and bring awareness that Sigma Kappa Sigma is just as much part of that school as the athletic teams are, as some of the other student groups and organizations are.
College is said to be the best 4 years of your life. You make lifelong friends and prepare to go out into the real world. In Sigma Kappa Sigma, lifelong friends are your brothers, and you not only prepare for the real world in your classes, but also with the help of your brothers.
Brother Jim Miller, Christopher Rotundo, Timothy Hands, Andrew Wittershine, and Patrick O'Boyle were able to talk about their favorite or memorable moments with the fraternity.
I would say basically is stick together, be brothers, okay? Help one another, help the institution. Work in the institution, save your rear end. And that becomes an important part, because otherwise, why be here? You know, it's a function, it's the main goal of Sigma Kappa Sigma, as far as I'm concerned. You know, and you do the best you can. You know, sometimes you take in brothers sometimes because they're friends. But sometimes it always doesn't work out that way. You know, your friends are different, you know, when you become too close, right? And so sometimes it doesn't work out, and they don't have the same sense of responsibility that perhaps the current band of brothers has. So you bring in some new people, okay? And they're probably slackers. Or, you know, I'm not saying this is true, but I mean, this is a vision. They could be slackers. So, okay, you get a call from the theater department, they need ushers, right? But anyhow, be that as it may, they contact you, they need ushers. Suppose you go, and your partner in crime doesn't show up. And so it's a matter of responsibility. You know, I mean, that's the key. It's a good thing to learn in life, and it's a good place to learn it. Because you do, okay, this night I got to be at the theater, or this night I got to be at the gym to work at a service. Let's say we're having the mass or something over there. So, you know, they call you and they say they need X number of ushers.
Oh, I have lots of them. I think probably one of the best was when we raised money for a number of the different charities in the area. We did a couple of things where we did balloon tosses, and we had the members have to do some community service. We always raised money for some of the local volunteer chapters, soup kitchens, and some of the charities. And what we tried to do was make it fun. So we had the student body would be able to take chances and buy raffles on throwing water balloons at us. They'd line us up outside of down off the walk, and they'd stand up on the walk and they'd be able to throw buckets of water, cold water, kind of like the cold water challenge. And it was fun. I had a lot of very good memories. I think some of the best memories I have and still have are the people that I met who was able to meet the cause of Sigma Kappa Sigma. I think I'm very proud that they kept the tradition of service and volunteering and community and brotherhood, and didn't let it degrade into a party or social fraternity where it frankly it wouldn't be in existence if they did that. I think the fact that you give back to the community and that you constantly have the greater good, which is of the fraternity, in the forefront, that you're there for King's College, you represent King's College, you represent yourself. I think one of the proudest days we had when we were fraternity members was getting our blue jacket. When you became a fraternity member, you got the blue jacket with the white EKE on the breast, and we wore that with pride.
I was always interested in Greek life when I was looking at schools, so it was something I looked into and thought it'd be interesting to join. It's fun. Met a lot of good guys. Good times, a lot of good memories. So, yeah, it's been around for 50 years, and hopefully it goes on for another 50 years.
I would have to say I learned just more of a bigger friendship. These guys are pretty much like realistic brothers to me instead of the term brothers for a fraternity. We basically are one big family, and with that we fight like a family sometimes, but we also love like a family. It's pretty cool. If I didn't join the fraternity, I wouldn't have learned a lot of things, a lot of life lessons. I would say that if I didn't join it, I probably wouldn't have learned a lot of communication skills that, you need in the real world for like businesses and all that. They kind of helped me out with that, which is pretty cool.
Well, my favorite memory is the barbecue this past year at the Kitcher Farm. It was awesome. I got to meet a bunch of old guys who used to be in the fraternity. It was really cool. I got to network. I got to know that a lot of them have really successful careers and jobs in their field, and they have connections that could possibly lead to me getting a job, which was actually really awesome to hear for a college student. It was really cool. Well, they had sports day, which was really awesome, actually. We, during our orientation, we went to the gym and we just played a bunch of different athletic activities. I don't know, baseball, basketball, football. It was awesome. It helped bond and bring a cohesion, like a team-like kind of thing, which was really awesome, and I really enjoyed it. It was fun. You got to meet all the rest of the guys who were orientating in the same time as you are. It was really cool. Well, another memory would be just hanging out with everybody. It was basically the entire year last year. It was just going over to the house, meeting either Andy or Steve, playing video games, hanging out, watching football, basketball. I think we had a thing where we watched March Madness. That was a cool night. I enjoyed it. Playing video games like Madden, Advanced Warfare. We'd have like 8 people chilling in the room. Same screen it, and it was really cool. I enjoyed it. I had fun. Brotherhood is one of the main things that I learned from joining the fraternity. Meet some of the greatest guys who would do anything for you just because you asked. And we had a lot of fun. We're still having fun. And we do a lot of cool things for the community, and it's just an awesome thing that we do that kind of stuff just together. We don't worry about it. We enjoy each other's company for the most part.
With 52 years of brotherhood and hundreds of bonds that will last forever, Sigma Kappa Sigma is still going strong today with 15 current members. Christopher Rotundo has some final words for us.
I just want to say I want to thank King's College for giving me my start. It's been out a long, long time. It's been a phenomenal institution, and Sigma Kappa Sigma has been a wonderful, wonderful part of that. And I think that any of the members who are considering joining or those that are in it should remember the long history of service and community service and brotherhood that brings with it. Thank you.
For WRKC, this is Amber Martinez.
And Nick Rotundo.